Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over my 5 worst trades that I've made so far as a trader, and more importantly, what I learned from them. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Number 5, TVIX. This is a volatility stock, basically, that was a 2x leverage stock that goes against the market. Basically, market goes down, this stock goes up, and it moves extremely fast, whether it's going in the upward direction or the downward direction. So, when the market started to crash in March of last year, I had a buddy of mine tell me, man, you need to get into this stock. The market's going down. And so I did. I went ahead and bought in, had no idea exactly what I was doing, and had no idea exactly how anything worked. And then all of a sudden, my money just started going up and up and up and up and up. And I'm like, holy cow, this is easy. I love this stock. So I ended up making money off of it initially, cashed out, made some money. But then I got crazy and fell in love with this stock because I was like, man, this thing is amazing. I should, keep trading this stock and, keep trying to profit from this particular stock. Well, I did that one day. I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy this particular play right here, and I'm just going to ride it up when the market crashes again because I know the market's going to crash. It's going to ride back up to $1,000, and I'm going to, take my profits. That's what I'm going to do. Well, wrong. Okay. This was before I understood any type of indicators. I didn't know anything about the market. This was extremely stupid. So let me show you on the charts exactly what happened. Okay, guys, so here is TVIX. It's now TVIXF. It's trading on the over-the-counter market. So after the fact, after the crash and the market started coming back up, I saw it. Every now and again I have these big spikes in volatility, and it's similar to UVXY. In a sense of market goes down, this one will come up. So I saw it kept popping up every now and again. So I think it was around this time right here, it had jumped back up to 250, and then it came down to about 232, and I was like, man, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'm gonna watch it, and I ended up buying in, I think somewhere around here. I want to say at about the 170, yep, about 178, 176 level, which you see here, if you understand, indicators, this was a terrible decision, because right after that, what happened is it just kept going down and down and down and down to where like I was sick to my stomach, and I cashed out probably about right here because I couldn't take seeing the red in my account anymore because I didn't know, like, oh my gosh, is it just going straight to zero? And then, a couple of days later, what happened was it shot right back up to 235. So what I did when I saw it coming back up, I got back into it with the same exact amount of money that I had, and I wrote it back up all the way to about 200 or 210 bucks, and I cashed out. So I ended up being profitable on the trade. I made the money back initially that I lost, plus I made, several $100s. But, that's why I have this at number 5, because I actually did make my money back, but it was still a bad trade because I had no clue at what I was doing, like absolutely zero. So what I learned from this was you need to understand this particular play. You need to understand how it moves against the market. So I really started dissecting how this, well, it's not necessarily a stock, but this particular ETF, I guess, or ETN worked. I started looking into it and dissecting, tracking the VIX, understanding the markets and things like that. So that was a positive thing I got out of it, is that I got kicked in the teeth and it made me start doing my research. Number 4, KNOS Advanced Technologies, ticker symbol KNOS. This is an over-the-counter market stock, and I heard about this play on a YouTube video, and I was like, man, this is going to fly. This is going to be great. I'm going to get into this stock. This person just talked about it. It's going to keep going up and up and up. Wrong. Okay. What happened here was this company had decided to start doing some type of live streams every Tuesday. So I got into the play on a Monday and decided that I was going to, um, you know, get in right before the the news is going to come out, or their live stream, right? So I bought it in on a Monday, And what happened was the live stream was a complete dud. I was expecting, okay, it's gonna have some type of like big catalyst. They're gonna announce something, and it's gonna fly. It's gonna go to the moon, right? So I bought it. I think it was about right here. I paid 20 to 22 cents for it, and then after everyone saw the that the live stream was a dud, like during the live stream, it just kept falling down and down and down, where I've ended up losing a couple $100 on it. And, I remember being so mad and thinking, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to hold it. And then eventually I realized, well, you know, I don't know if it's going to actually come up or not. Like I have no clue. But I was just so mad, I just went ahead and sold it. And, you know, learned a couple things on that one was don't just follow someone blindly on YouTube. Make sure you do your own research. And number two, I had a friend of mine saying, well, didn't you put a stop loss? I'm like, what are you talking about? I had no idea what a stop loss was. So I started researching stop losses. That's where I figured out the benefits of using a stop loss on a play like this. Something like this where it's all hype, you got to put something tight on that stop loss because if it goes the other way, you don't want to lose all of your money. You can get out, fairly quickly. Number three, UVXY. There's a reason that I tell you guys to be careful on these plays like this because holy cow, I got burnt a couple of times on them and I've learned from them. So, UVXY guys, you know, kind of the same thing. When I had the whole TVX play, I was like, well, UVXY moves a lot slower and I think I feel more comfortable trading it, and uh, I think I think it had just spiked back up to about $30 or so. And it was about right here where I made the trade, and I got in and I went heavy on it. I said, yeah, next spike up, it's gonna come back up to about 50 or so, and then I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna make all kind of money. Well, you see what happened. It just continuously went down and ended up selling out. The highest spike it went to was 28.90, and so it got close to where I could have at least broke even, but I still have to take my loss on it. So basically, what I learned from here was, you know, for one, you can't time the market. Two, there's a pattern that occurs on these particular plays that we talk about, and really it occurs on the RSI, which if you haven't seen the RSI video and you don't understand what I'm talking about, you need to go back and check out my playlist. They actually have I have several videos that break down these indicators. So um, basically, when the S&P 500 or markets are overvalued, this particular play is undervalued. Okay, and then that would be the time where you buy in here, and then whenever the market has a pullback, that's where you see these occasional spikes. So after that particular play, I went and researched more and more and more, and I kind of understood that pattern. And then I actually made money off of this play several times since then. But another thing too was controlling my behavior because you can see I kind of repeated that same action like I did with TVIX, and that's whenever I sat down and said, okay, I need to develop some type of rules and try to learn to control myself because I'm thinking just way out the box and kind of like scatterbrain to where you have to have a specific and detailed plan of action. You need to stick to that plan of action, stick to those rules. Number two, Nordic American Tankers, ticker symbol NAT. Okay, so just keep in mind, guys, these plays aren't necessarily in any particular order. Okay, so NAT. This was, one of the tanker companies, and this was whenever all prices had, crashed and everything, and everyone was making videos about YouTube on buy the tanker stocks, buy the tanker stocks. Well, we had, a specific YouTuber who has crazy amount of followers make a YouTube video saying that he was buying this particular stock for the dividends. Well, what happened was it was about right here. As you see here, the stock price just went straight up, okay, because everyone started buying in based off of what he was saying. Well, my bright idea was I found a quick way, to make, more money. So I transferred a lot of money in. I bought in the next morning about right here, okay? And what I didn't even realize, again, very unfamiliar with indicators and everything. And what happened the next day, of course, it just, tanked over the next few days. and I lost a buttload of money. So I did cut losses quick, which is a good thing. But some things I learned on this, for one, I learned what a pump and dump is. I know he didn't necessarily mean to do it, but that's kind of what it felt like. And two, um, I learned that I could, you know, trade before market and after market hours. I wasn't even familiar with that. I waited until the next morning to get in because as soon as I saw the video, it was like right after the market had closed. I could have gotten in and wrote it up several bucks, okay, and actually made a profit. But I waited so long to where I bought in too late and it just completely fell down and lost a bunch of money. So, and of course, learned a valuable lesson on there for sure. And there could only be one number one, guys, and that is waiter, ticker symbol WTRH. Okay, this one here had hit a high of 560, fell back down, and then I got in, I think, at about probably four-ish, four something, 425 maybe, and then you can see it just continue to steadily decline. All right, until eventually it tried to make its way back up and I had to eventually take my losses. But what I want you to realize is this. Okay, the reason I say that it was such a bad trade is I stayed in this play. It was a swing play, and as soon as I got into the play, I had a small spike in the price, and I should have taken profits there, but I didn't. I was getting greedy, saying, "Oh, it's going to go up, it's going to go up," and then it just kept slowly going down, slowly going down. But you can see how long I held on to this play. Okay, I held on to it for a long time just to try to make my money back, and I went really, really heavy in this particular play. So all of my money was tied up in this play, and I just kept watching it go down and try to come back up and get rejected. And I just, I missed out on so many good opportunities by holding on to this particular play. So, main thing I learned on this one is, it's kind of a combination of all those things. Is, you know, I needed to learn how to read the indicators and understand where if this was overvalued or undervalued, learn how to read patterns in the charts. And that was the thing. If I knew that then, I would have never bought in at that price, okay, at all. I'd have bought probably somewhere here and then wrote it back up to closer to the $4 level, which is what I do now. But I bought way too high and, definitely paid the price for it. So guys, long story short, find some rules to go by, learn about the stock market, learn key indicators, learn support resistance, all those types of things. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, the video, or actually the playlist that I'm talking about should be appearing on the screen somewhere here for you to watch. Okay, and this is not for you to um, listen to this video and think, man, this guy's an idiot. He didn't know what he's talking about. Well, I was along the way because I was very, very ignorant to a lot of these different things. But I just want you to know that it's okay to make mistakes, but you have to learn from those mistakes. So uh, check out the playlist. I think it's about 7 to 8 videos, and it's really going to help you. And they're very short, sweet, to the point videos. So other than that, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.